Hello everyone, this is Daniel here today to show you my latest project in Blender called Tomy, Tomica, Plarail, Trackmaster, tracks and other parts I redesigned. As you can see, there is quite a lot of them here. The reason why I recreated these is because, well, first of all, Tomy, Tomica, Plarail, Trackmaster, and Takahara are actual companies that made those train toys. And then, second of all, the reason why I want to recreate this in Blender is because I used to play with some of the real parts that I used to play when I was a kid, and then I discovered that and then the other thing is that there's some of the parts I still have, and some of them are the parts I don't have that I haven't collected yet. That's why I decided to recreate all the parts to make a layout in Blender. So let's get started on showing to you some of the parts I recreated, shall we? So first, let's go over some of the tracks here. See those blue things here? Those are the tracks. There's lots of them. If I can pull out the top view. Here's one dual switch track. And here are two set of tracks and one switch. And these fancy ones have a wider switch, some short and some long. And these are manual point switches. And here's a long straight, a short straight, and three even shorter, depending on the track you're connecting. And here's one curve. And here's two other sets of left and right direction tracks. And here is a shape like a letter V. And we have two sets of curves and two sets of straights. And here we have a slope. You can see it takes your track from one level to another. And here we have two sets of track inclines. Inclines still take your track from one level to another. And here we have is a three-way switch. And here we have a four-way turnout track. And here we have a wider, larger curve track. And these two other ones are for the roundhouse turntable, which you'll see in a little bit. But for right now, let's go over some of these parts. These parts are roads for like Birdie the Boss, for instance. The reason why I still made these is because it is inspired. I haven't told you those pieces were inspired by other fans who like to play with these real toys pieces. And then the reason why I also another reason is that I looked up many times other YouTube videos by other YouTubers who really made really custom layouts with all these parts. So anyway, these are for a road vehicle like a car or bus, and then here we have a station called Farquhar Station. And here we have a big red bridge here. And here we have a small red bridge for a smaller bridge. And here we have Elbridge Station Crossing with a signal box on the left. Here we have two road tunnels. So a car can go over the tunnel and a train can go underneath. And here we have a Sodor Quarry Loader. The reason why it's called that is because when the train approaches to the quarry loader, the pretend coal, which are like plastic balls, they go onto this platform, the orange platform, triangular platform, and the balls go up to this wire, this black conveyor belt that inclines, and then the balls go zigzag, and then goes back into a freight car. So that's sort of a quarry loader. And here we have is a Wellsworth station with a track and a road, a track in front and a road behind. And here we have is Knapford Station. See, all the parts I made are really totally kind of realistic. And here we have is Brenham Docks with Cranky the Crane that I made. And here we have is another station called where how the helicopter flies over. I haven't got a specific plan on how the helicopter yet. And here we have is the here we have is the green suspension bridge. These are the parts of the suspension bridge. And here we have is Maithwaite Station. And here we have is the Iron Bridge. And here we have our lots of level supporters for bridges or slopes or many uses. And here this thing we have is a buffer to stop engines from crashing into each other or crashing in a dead end. And here we have is a tree that I can landscape the layout. And here we have is a regular tunnel for engines to go by. And here we have is our 4 different types of bridges that open and go down. These one here are just regular ones, and these here are for cars to go through, or cars to stop before they go under when a train is approaching. And here we have is a 4-way road intersection for a car to go like either a loop or around or whatever. And here we have is a soda engine washdown, where engines going to have a wash after a hard day's work. And finally, here is the engine shed turntable with a turntable platform for the engines to rotate or go around either clockwise or counterclockwise. Which you see this handle right here makes the blue turntable rotate around. Which is why I have these sheds here for my engines can rest after a hard day's work. And here, these tracks here are for the engine turntable and for the engine sheds. So yeah, soon I'll be creating a layout, and then I'll be doing a video on that. So as of right now, I'm looking for. I'm doing. Well, I've been doing a lot of researching on the internet about how to model some of the pieces I did, because all the pieces I made though were made from scratch. And then the reason why I did this from scratch is because well, those pieces were inspired by other YouTubers, like one YouTuber who did some of the tracks on his or her computer work, and then he or she really pretends like he's putting the track pieces together, and then I had the same idea though. It's just I made the pieces from scratch, and then. Well, the reason why I did this from scratch is because I searched out an image of a track piece, and then I saved it. I saved the image, and then I opened an image as a plane, and then I used a tool called a vertex, and then extrude the vertex as a on the plane, and I followed the track's outlines as a guide. So that way they're precise and really precise measurements and precise connections. Yeah, so that's about it for now. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And feel free to comment on this video if you have any other questions or concerns, and share this with your friends and family. And be sure to ring the notification bell for all notifications. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.